I'm back and I'm with what if Goku was born overpowered and the others. And since we as we last stopped at Goku saying offering Vegeta to train with him for a year so he can take down Frieza, and since Vegeta was defeated by Piccolo, as Vegeta agreed, now this is where we're gonna start. Vegeta, after eating the senzu bean, they go to Bulma's house. And they see as Bulma says, "Hi guys," when Vegeta sees Bulma, first he just looks away, but he actually gets some feelings for Bulma, and so does Bulma. And Vegeta and Bulma start talking to each other for some time, and before you know it, they just met and they just start dating. And Vegeta says, "So Kakarot, where are you gonna train?" As Goku says, in the gravity hyperbolic time chamber. Says gravity hyperbolic time chamber. Says, yeah, we better train something with in some gravity, because this gravity is weaker than even planet Vegeta's gravity. Planet Vegeta's gravity was 10 times stronger than this one. Vegeta still being at the power level here since he was at the power level 80,000. Goku says since Vegeta got a 5 times Zenkai boost, he got a little stronger. He went to 80 to 85,000, and Vegeta, they get into the gravity hyperbolic time chamber. As they start training for 1 year, as Goku shows Vegeta the Super Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2 and 3. Now they start training. Vegeta accesses Super Saiyan, and he also Super Saiyan after thinking, what if he gets in love with Bulma and they have some kids, and Frieza comes and kills them, so he accesses Super Saiyan, and he starts training and goes beyond and Super Saiyan 2. But it was hard for Vegeta to access Super Saiyan 3, and Goku also seeing that, saying, but Vegeta said he still wants to get Super Saiyan 3, so he trained more and actually got Super Saiyan. But he couldn't master it, so since it was draining his stamina more than any of the forms, as Goku says, I'm going to show you the next level of the Saiyan transformation. And he transformed to Super Saiyan 4. As Vegeta was like, it says, what? There's another level? As Goku says, there are far, far more stronger levels than Super Saiyan 4. And so Goku says, show me, and Goku transforms into Super Saiyan 5. As Vegeta says, how can I get Super Saiyan 4 first? As Vegeta says, transform into your great ape. Then you power up in it and control yourself. As Vegeta does that, and he transforms into Super Saiyan 4, he starts training in it till sometime, and he masters it. He says, show me how to get Super Saiyan 5. As Goku says, this one is very hard. It's not an easy transformation to get, Vegeta. As Vegeta says, just show me. As Goku said, you have to power up till you have to power up till your body strains, you're dying. As Vegeta says, what? He says that's why I said it's hard. He says that's why it's hard. If you power up in this form, you'll have to train for another year for me to actually teach you how to get it right. This power will actually kill you, Vegeta, if you do that now. As Vegeta says, fine. As Goku says, I'm gonna show you a power, Saiyans, that God of gods. As he shows him Super Saiyan God. As Vegeta trains and gets Super Saiyan God, since Goku poured some of his God key in him. As 1 year passes, as Vegeta is very strong. Vegeta in his Super Saiyan is at 50 billion, 100 billion, 100 billion. Super Saiyan 2 800 trillion. Super Saiyan, let's say Super Saiyan 2 is at like 200 trillion. Is Super Saiyan 3 is like 900 trillion. Super Saiyan 4 is like 100 quadrillion. Super Saiyan God is at 500, is like 500 quadrillion. As that year passes, as Goku says, well, let's go take down Frieza. As Goku says, you will take down Frieza. After you take down Frieza, Piccolo can take you back to planet Earth. I have some business to. I have another saying to take to come back with that. Your father exiled because he was stronger than you, and he tried to kill me because I was stronger than you and him. Vegeta he's saying fine. He's saying, okay, Kakarot, you can go take that saying. As Goku opens the portal and takes them to planet Namek, where since he knew that's where Frieza was. And when they got there, Frieza just landed and was looking for the Dragon Balls. As Piccolo says, I'll handle the guards. But before he did that, they went to Guru. And when they went to Guru when he sensed Goku, he says, oh my, what am I standing in front of? As Saiyan, as Goku says, don't tell them. Goku says, since they know Goku is like very strong, like Piccolo knows that he's like he can go all of these transformations. Just say a Saiyan God. Says, I see a Saiyan God in front of me. As Vegeta was like, so that's what you are, Kakarot, a Saiyan God. As Goku says, yes, I'm a deity. It says, come forth, the prideful Saiyan. Let me unlock your potential. And as Vegeta first refused, as Goku says, you'll get, if you can't unlock all of your potential, he says, you'll get far stronger than you are now. As he unlocks his potential, as Vegeta gets 5 times stronger. His base form, let's say, Vegeta's base form was at 15 million. Now he's at 20 million, and since his Super Saiyan was at 100 billion, as 100 is at 105 billion. Super Saiyan 2 is at 205. Super Saiyan 3 is at 805. Super Saiyan 4 is like 505. Super Saiyan God is like 905, 905, and Vegeta says, he actually got me a little stronger. As Goku says, yeah, and he unlocks Gohan's one. Gohan gets 10 times stronger. I can't say Gohan's potential, Gohan's power, because they are just powerful now. I'm gonna say Goku's, but also him. Because Piccolo now. Piccolo gets his potential unlocked. As Kami says, if you came with your other half, you would have been you've been stronger, and he unlocks his potential. Yes, Piccolo was at the Piccolo when you were trained with Goku now for the other year, got to a power level of 100 billion. Now, since he got 10 times stronger, he got to 110. And he fused with Nail, and he got another 10 times stronger, he got to 120. Vegeta being angry at this, seeing that Piccolo is a little stronger than him in his base, but Vegeta knowing that he is stronger than Piccolo, just let it slide because Piccolo has Super Saiyan. Now they go confront Frieza, and when Frieza has already gotten 2 Dragon Balls, and since the people gave it to him before they could hurt anyone, they just gave him the Dragon Balls. As Frieza was looking for the other ones, as Goku said, Piccolo, You go take the those Frieza's one of the Frieza army on the west. It says, Vegeta, you go take down that Gine force you were talking about. Gohan on east, as Gohan says, you go north, and I'll go south to where Frieza is. But don't worry, I won't kill him. I won't kill him, Vegeta. I'm just gonna keep him stable. As they went, Gohan seeing these guys saying they're too weak for me, and he just punches all of them as they die, and it says, "Bye now, Namekians," as he goes to his father, and where his father was, this is Didoria, and I forgot that other guy. I forgot the other one, and as Goku, he sees them that they are dead. He says, "So you didn't kill Frieza after all?" Says, "I didn't kill him because he can't move." He's saying, "What?" Says Goku says, "I use God Bind." And saying, "What is that?" It says it's a technique that you can seal someone with you, like you can seal, like, let's say if I transform into my Super Saiyan God now and I seal him, you'll be sealed there. You see that power, that light in him? That's me sealing him. It's my energy sealing him from even starting to move. As Vegeta kills the Ginyu Force so easily, Piccolo kills that army with his special beam, with the giant special beam cannon. As they go to Goku. Now, when Goku arrives, Vegeta and Piccolo saying, why is he like that? Why can't he move? As Goku says, I use God Bind, like a technique that you can seal him so he can't move. As Vegeta says, you gotta teach me that technique. I can seal anyone with it. As Goku says, no, not anyone. People who can get a little stronger than you from child. People who can be stronger than you can take you down and break the God Bind technique. As Vegeta saying, never mind then, but I might use it for never mind then, but I'll have some of my own techniques. As and he snaps his fingers and he lets Frieza move again. As Frieza saying, yeah. As he transforms to his final form and says, well, monkeys, it's time for you to die. And says, as Frieza says, and I'll start with this one that sealed me in that God Bind of his. As Goku just laughs and says, you wouldn't stand a chance, you she-male. As Frieza says, what do you call me, you monkey? As Goku says, if you keep calling me monkey, I'll keep calling you a she-male. As Frieza got angry and started to want to attack Goku, Vegeta transforms into his Frieza's final form. Let's start with Frieza's final form power level. Frieza's final form power level is like 80 million, and Goku and Vegeta here is at 105 million. So Vegeta transforms into his Super Saiyan, says, "You're not gonna touch him. I'm gonna kill you right now, Frieza." As Frieza is surprised that Vegeta can transform in that form, says, "What?" So that those legends, that's why those legends were true of that Super Saiyan. As Frieza says, "I should have killed you also if I knew you were gonna get it. We should have killed you when I killed Planet Vegeta." As Vegeta gets so angry and starts attacking Frieza so hard, that Frieza was getting hit so hard that he couldn't even stand. He couldn't stand what Vegeta was doing to him. As he goes 200% to 90 million. Let's say, yeah, it's 90 million. 90 million, and starts attacking Vegeta. As Vegeta say, "Not enough, Frieza," and he continues attacking him, and Frieza here is getting hit as Vegeta powers up a Gallic gun and kills him and says, "I don't have time for pep talk with you." And and they after they killed him, the Guru says they can use the Dragon Balls, since they are the other ones. They bought the dragons. They said they can use the Dragon Balls for anything they want. They say, Goku says, well, since we don't have anything we want, I'm gonna wish for, he says, I wish for this planet to be indestructible, and an evil force that comes to use the Dragon Balls or anything here could be just blocked or gets annihilated. It gets disintegrated in the moment it comes to this planet. An evil force or someone wanting a Dragon Balls for evil thing, and this planet was indestructible. And also planet Earth. But you can let an evil force come there because we will stop it. But it must alert us. It must alert Kami when something is evil coming here. As Parunga said, it shall be done, since he knows what Goku is. And Goku goes back to planet Earth. Vegeta gets married with it's Bulma, and they live there. And Bulma builds a gravity room for Vegeta. Seeing Kakarot's house, Vegeta was like amazed that Kakarot has that kind of house. And he sees Bulma's house thinking she's poor, but when she got in, since he saw it from the outside, it was more about when he got in, you saw a giant big house. As Vegeta was like, never mind, Bulma, I'm sorry for what I said. And Vegeta sees a gravity room. There's this, as what is that for? As Bulma says, it was for you. It's for you to train. I built it when you guys went to planet Namek. And Vegeta says thank you. And since there is no Android Saga yet, there's no Trunks coming. And they start, and Goku and as Goku says, well, you guys go. As Goku says, you can keep on training, Gohan. As Gohan says, I'll train for 7 years. Goku trains for some about those 3 years in the Hyperbolic time chamber, and in the 3 years he has another son also born with God Ki, and Vegeta also has a son born with God Ki, but Goku's son is born like 100 times stronger than Trunks' son. And Goku says, oh no, I forgot, as he goes to planet Vampire and takes Broly and Perigus there. As when they were coming back, as Goku says, don't attack. As Goku says, Broly, whatever you do, don't attack. As Vegeta and the others come, as they see Goku with another scent, as Perigus gets angry and says, Broly, attack! As Goku says, remember what I said, Broly. As Vegeta says, look, I know who you are, and I know my father banished you, but I didn't know that he banished you. He says, I'm sorry for what my father did. As Vegeta here is only saying this because Goku told him. If Goku didn't tell him, he would be just like, back off, you low class Saiyan. But when Goku told him that Perigus has been plotting some revenge in him just so he could kill Vegeta, as Vegeta says, as Goku tells Vegeta that Broly is the legendary Super Saiyan. As Vegeta now is like, fine, I'm gonna apologize for my father. As Goku says, I'm sorry for what my father did, and as Perigus actually accepts this, but he gets sometimes to like Vegeta, and they get some new clothes, and they eat. And after that, Goku says, hey Broly, how would you like to train with my son in the gravity hyperbolic time chamber? As Broly says, okay, fine. As here Goku, as also Gohan and Goten, they all get into it's Broly, Gohan and Goten got into the hyperbolic. As also Goten here, since also Gohan was born a little smart, Goten here is also born smart and a little smarter than Gohan, but he's not that smarter. But he likes to also train, and Chi doesn't even have to worry since his son are smart. They can have a job if they want to. If they don't want to, they can just stay home and train. And since they were that smart, Gohan and Goten didn't actually want a job to grow up since they wanted to fight like their father. And now they train in the gravity hyperbolic time chamber. They train with Broly. Broly unlocks his Ikari form. After he unlocks it, is Usaru Wrath. After he unlocks it, he actually trains and masters it and goes to Super Saiyan. And he trains and masters that. Broly's base power is at 50 million. Now Vegeta when he started to train the hyperbolic time in the gravity room, he got his power level to about 48 million. Broly is at 50 million, and his Ikari form is at 100 million. He's legendary. He's Super Saiyan. His Super Saiyan is like at 800 trillion. And his legendary Super Saiyan is like 900 quadrillion. As Gohan, they start teaching him the power. They probably masters this power as goes to Super Saiyan 4. As he goes to a power level of 9. It goes to a power level of 200 quintillion. As quadrillion, as 200 quadrillion, as Goten here goes to Super Saiyan at a power level of 50 billion, Super Saiyan 2 at the power level of 800 trillion, Super Saiyan 3 at a power level of 50, up a power level of 100 quadrillion, Super Saiyan 4 at a power level of let's say 100 quadrillion. Super Saiyan 4 is at 900 quadrillion. Super Saiyan God 1 to 3 is at 200 quadrillion, 400 quadrillion, and 800 quadrillion. And Super Saiyan, Super Saiyan God, since he's Super Saiyan 3 is at 600. Yes, is at 600 quadrillion. Super Saiyan God is at 989 quadrillion. Super Saiyan God 2 is at 200 quadrillion. Super Saiyan God 3 is at 400. Super Saiyan Blue is at 800. They are actually stronger than Broly, but they are all growing in power. They have that potential of their father and Broly to grow. Every time they train and fight, their power increases. Now you might be thinking this 7 Goku, since they're training for 7 years, Goku, you're thinking, what is Goku doing? He first taught Vegeta how to go to Super Saiyan 5, as he says the others will train. He'll tell you Vegeta can train by himself to unlock Super Saiyan Blue or Super Saiyan 6, as Vegeta says, okay. Goku went to Daishinkin, he went to Zeno's palace, and he says, hi guys, it's been a long time. As Goku says, well, I'm here to train, and since they're there, I couldn't train right, and Gohan actually knows where Goku is, and also Goten and Chi-Chi. The others don't even know who the Omni King is. As Goku says, Daishinkin says, okay, Goku, Zeno, he first plays with Zeno for like a day, and he trains there for a whole 7 years. Goku first starts training and makes some duplicates, and when he made a clone of himself, he made a clone that actually looks like him, but the soul wasn't him. It was the legendary Omni King himself. Training and he starts training Goku, and Goku also starts training, and Goku trains intensely here, being beaten and getting some forms of the legendary Omni King, and he trains and trains. After some times, he surpasses the legendary Omni King and gets the power of the legendary Omni King. As the legendary Omni King that says, That's the only forms he has, as he creates. It shows the book of Saiyans and the book of the transformation and stuff that he made, as saying the other ones, Goku will have to break a shell to actually see them. Is the legendary Omni King says, since he didn't want to have all those forms and stuff, he made sure that his reincarnation could actually have them. As Goku broke the shell and got the first blank page there, and when he put his hand there, it showed all other 20. Since Goku has all since to Super Saiyan 20 billion, he all showed all other two. It showed about 20 more transformations of the Saiyans, of the, let's say, of the legendary Omni King's power, and Goku being intrigued that he's getting these forms, and it actually tells Goku that what he needs to do to get these forms, as Goku trains for these 7 years and he masters all of them. And Goku tries something. He first goes to his all of his forms, and he goes to his base and starts training so he can surpass them, and so these forms can get a Zenkai boost, so you can get a boost, since Goku trained all of his forms to train and he was fighting them in his base, and he was fighting his clones in his base, so he can surpass those forms and get a lot stronger in his base, so he didn't want to transform or anything. And Goku trains in his base and masters all of those forms in his base and surpasses all of them. Since he surpasses all of those forms, Goku gets a giant Zenkai boost. And I'm gonna tell you what Goku's final form's power level is at. And the others, you can just search it and see when you go back. Okay, well, Goku's power level the legendary is at his true shell breakers Saiyan power is at 997 Google Plex. That's the last power level in the whole multiverse or anything, as Goku is that strong. His second shell breaker is at Google Plex. Is it like, but still at Google? Is it Google Plex? Is it still at school? But his third shell breaker is at Google, and the others are under Celion or something. And Goku, that's how strong he is. As Goku surpasses those Google Plex power level, his power level is like, it's, you can say, I'm gonna make a power level of my own, is like air, or like anti Google Plex or something, anti Google Plex or Senti Google Plex and anti Google Plex, and some other ones you could actually think of that surpass Google Plex, since Goku's power level at base, true power level at base. Now Goku is like, his power level is like infinite, his power, because Goku's power at base is at Google Plex. Yeah, let's say he's at Google Plex. Goku's like power level at base. His other forms are like infinite, like you can say like maybe 500 infinite. You can just maybe true infinite, semi-infinite power level, or anti-infinite, or octo-infinite, or decillion or trillion infinite, because Goku is like very powerful. And his power level at base is at 998 Google Plex, and Goku is very powerful. After these 7 years, Goku goes back, and when they sense Goku's power level, Goku only uses, or only if Goku actually goes to minus 100% of his power and walks to planet Earth like normally, he could, the walks that it takes, it could crack the planet every time he walks. So Goku uses like minus 0.0.0.0.000.00% of his power. It's like 100 zeros, and you might think that's a lot, or I'm crazy or something, but guys, Goku power level is at infinite. If even if he uses minus something, or why am I using minus things, but if Goku could actually, let's say, work up at 1% of his power on planet Earth with just one step, he could actually break the core at the center of planet Earth. The core he could just break it, and planet Earth explodes or anything. So that's why I'm saying that, guys, like he's using about 0.00000000000 percent. As Goku, like 1% is very powerful, like immensely powerful, like very, very immensely powerful. Now, yeah, the other Z fighters train, and Gohan has grown up, and since he has the potential of Broly to grow stronger, and Goten, they've grown stronger. Broly got Super Saiyan God and got Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Blue, and so did Vegeta. And Broly got Super Saiyan 5. Since Gohan trained with his father and trained by himself some other times with the extra time, he actually got all the Saiyan forms. The last Saiyan form is Super Saiyan 20 billion, but the actually last Saiyan form is Super Saiyan Super Omni 3. That's the last Saiyan form. It's Super Omni. Let's say Super Omni 20 billion. And they have that power, and Gohan is powerful, so is Goten and Broly. And since they can't use that power in the normal world, Goku also said to Kami, he must make the hybrid time chamber indestructible, so it can't break no matter how much you use your power. Now the Saiyans on Goku arrives, he baths and start meditating and start eating, and he goes to the hyperbolic time chamber. He also sees Vegeta now is also there, and Vegeta is training, and they go to as Gohan says, "Hey Dad, how about we all have a spar with you?" As Goku says, "Okay." As Gohan powers up to Super Omni God 20 billion, and Goku says, impressive, Gohan. As Gohan's power is Super God is like Googleplex, as Goku is infinite. That's Googleplex. That's like not even Goku. Let's say his base is also like at infinite, because he trains with power levels that are he trains with forms that are infinite. Googleplex, Goku is like nothing. It can't even compare. As Goku says, "Okay, Gohan, I'm gonna use minus 0.000 minus 0.0.0000, like minus 10 zeros." As Gohan says, don't underestimate us, Dad. As Broly also transforms into Super Omnicard, as Goku saying it's also at Googleplex, but let's say Gohan is at 986 Googleplex, like 998. Broly is at 856. Goten is at 500. Is like 779, 799, and Vegeta here all transform into 2, since he doesn't have. Only transform into Super Omni 20 billion 2, since it doesn't have Super Omni billion Super Omni billion 3. He only transforms to 2, and this power level is at 400. And Goten is stronger than Vegeta. As also Trunks here, he gets to super as let's just listen to this guy. Maybe one of you guys might not laugh or not, but Trunks here is actually stronger than Vegeta. He goes to Super Omni 320 billion, and Vegeta he was like surprised and angry that he is his own blood and son. He's actually stronger than his father, and he's at Trunks is at Super Omni 3 is at like 579. Vegeta is like at 400, and he gets angrier and angrier, and he actually transforms to Super Omni Billion, and he gets to 699. 699,699 Google Plex. As Goku says, wow guys, you actually are impressive, but I'm still sticking to minusing about 10 zeros, as they're like you're really underestimating us, Goku. As let's say only Gohan, Broly, Goten, and let's only these three are stronger than the Omni King. Only these three, but Vegeta, Trunks are not. Perigus here actually didn't like to train that much, but Vegeta also has Ultra Instinct and those other forms, but Perigus only has the Super Saiyan, only has to like mastered Ultra Instinct and Super Saiyan 10, Super Saiyan 20 billion, but he didn't want to. He didn't want to get those much power since he knows that he doesn't actually fight that much. So here it's actually that's how that actually happens now. Before anything, Piccolo says, "Hey, why are you guys forgetting me? Forgetting I also trained." As Gohan says, "Hey Piccolo, I thought you wouldn't come." As Vegeta says, "What can this Namekian do?" As Vegeta says, as Piccolo says, laughed. And Piccolo, while he was late, he went to take Dende to planet Earth and make him the new guardian, and he fused with Kami. And Piccolo powers up, and he goes to Omni Namekian God. He goes to the Super Namekian God transformation. The true power, as Vegeta like senses it and says, "Wow, I thought you would be weak, Namekian, but you are impressive." But let's say Zeno here is like let's say Zeno, since it's only Goten, Broly, Gohan. You don't count Goku, is far stronger. Gohan is at 998. Broly is at 878. Goten is at Broly is at Gohan is at 999. Broly is at 980, and Goten is at 976, and the Omni King is like at 900. Let's say go 900, and Broly is at 989, and Goten is at 980, and the Omni King is at 979. And the Omni King is strong, but not as strong as them. And since the other Saiyans can't get their power that much now, since they don't even need to train, but they like training. And Goku says, "Still, I'm keeping my power level to 8 is." They go attack Goku. They go attack Goku. They go attack from Goku from every angle. Goku just since the two strongest are Goku and Broly and Gohan, they go to the sides. He just stops it with one hand, with one finger, both of them, and the others that punch Goku didn't even feel it. He says, have you guys even started punching me yet? As they're like, yes, we've been punching you this whole time, Kakarot. As Goku saying, well, you guys are, how can I say this? I don't want to say weak, but you guys are powerful, but you're not at my power. Yo, way below my power. As they say, as they start attacking him, as Goku says, since you guys are underestimating my power, let me show you about 5% of the zero. Let me go back to about to 5 zeros, minus 5 zeros. As he goes so fast and attacks them, they are all down. And they're like, that power is like too strong. As Gohan is saying, how is that this strong? And where at the last Saiyan's power? As Goku says, since Gohan knows, it says, well, that is my father anyways. Goku says, I'm gonna use 0%, minus 0%, not even minus. And he punches them all as they get like they like cough blood. All of them, even Goten and Trunks, let's say they were born early, so they're about, let's say Gohan here is about 32, and they are at say about 16 years old, and they like start attacking Goku, but nothing works. As they were surprised, even Piccolo, as they all say, wow, Goku, you are very immensely strong. As Goku says, I'm very strong, you can't touch me. As now after they come out, they see Supreme Kai comes down and says, hello, Goku. As Goku says, Supreme Kai, what are you doing here? Saying, there's a threat, there's a mortal threat here, a threat that actually killed my fellow Kais million years ago. And saying, Goku saying, who's that? Who's that, Supreme Kai? As Goku saying, as Supreme Kai saying, it's Majin Buu. Saying, oh, that guy you've once told me about. As Goku says, Supreme Kai says, yes. As Babidi here actually collected all the energy he needed. He needed to actually unleash Majin Buu, and he was unleashing him. After some time, they went there and they find Buu there, like preparing. As Goku says, Goku says, I'll handle these guys. As Gohan and Goten says, wait, father, let us show you what we discovered. So I'll show you what we've discovered after our training. As they like close their eyes for some time and transform into a purple form. And Goku saying, whoa, so they did have it. I thought I was mistaken. As they say, you see, father, after some times training, we actually developed that we also have destroyer key. As Goku says, yes, I did sense it one day in you guys, but I think it was unlocked. It was locked. You guys needed to unlock it. As Goku says, there's impressive sentence. They both powered up a Hakai, but before they do that, Goku says, wait. As he goes, uses his force spirit vision, and he punches out all the Supreme Kais and Fed Buu out. As they say, that's the real Majin Buu. That one is also a Kai, but I'm gonna take him out of Buu. I see he likes that body. And after this and they just Hakai Kid Buu, and when Whis senses this, he says, oh my, Goku's children also have the destroyer guard. As before, Whis didn't want to wake Beerus early, since he knew that Beerus will actually want, he put a barrier so he cannot sense when they were doing the Hakai, when they were Hakaiing him. And after that, some time, he lets the barrier out. After that, they enjoy some life, and about 3 years pass. About 3 years pass since they were training, and Goku's been training and starting to and also been also upgrading his after his every time Goku his all forms upgrade. He also he's all let's say now Goku every time he upgrade after every time Goku his forms upgrade till his infinite forms, like the infinite key forms. He also his base also upgrades every time. Yeah, his forms upgrade now. Since Goku now developed that and he actually used it. Now 3 years passed as they were busy. They were relaxing, and there were sometimes there's some of sparring, and it was Bulma's birthday. Let's say let's say it's Chi Chi and Bulma's birthday since they're born at the same day, and they're having a big party. Bulma says they should do it on her ship, but Chi also says but since they were friends, they didn't argue that much. As Gogo says, what about he combines both of their ships? As they were like, he can do that. As Goku just claps both of his hands as their ships both combine, and it was a giant big ship, and all the food and stuff were a lot. Like when I mean a lot, as everyone was eating far in the galaxy. A destroyer is awoken from his slumber, and he called his attendant. He says, Whis. As Whis comes and says, yes, my lord. Says, before I slept, I had a dream that I was fighting a Super Saiyan God. And Whis says as Goku as Vegeta says, well, Whis, is there a Super Saiyan God in this universe? As Whis says, well, my lord, there are some Saiyans with God Key and some other ones born with God Key. Maybe you can find a challenge there. It says, tell me, Whis, where are the Saiyans? And Whis says, they're on a planet called Planet Earth. As Bear says, well, Whis, take me to Planet Earth. As Whis says, yes, my lord. And he informs Goku, says, Goku. And Goku says, huh? Is that you, Whis? As Whis says, yes, and says, Lord Beerus is awakening. He wants to fight a Super Saiyan God. Do you know anyone who can actually give him a challenge and not kill him like your sons? And Broly, as Goku laughed in his mouth and says, so yes, as Goku said, well, there is Vegeta, but Vegeta is also stronger, but he's only stronger than. But Vegeta is also stronger than you, and Vegeta is at Daishinken's level. So but that's when Vegeta transforms into his full power. Otherwise, some of his forms aren't strong as the angels, but he is strong. As we says, perfect Vegeta, my lord. As we says, well, my lord, let me check a Saiyan who actually can say who is your challenge. As this says, wait, there's also Prince Vegeta there, my lord, and I think he can give you a challenge. And Pierre says, well, yes, take me. That prince is gonna give me the fight of my life. As Whis says, yes, my lord. As Goku calls the other Saiyans and says, and Piccolo and the fight and says, Lord Beerus is coming here to looking for a Super Saiyan God. As they say, well, we're all Super Saiyan gods as Saiyans. As Piccolo says, when Vegeta says, we're all Super Saiyan gods, we're Saiyans. As Goku says, well, Gohan, Goten, Gohan and Goten won't be fighting. Also, bro, you can't fight Lord Beerus because they're gonna, how can I say this, kill him. As Vegeta was like, well, I'll fight him. As Goku saying, that actually was the plan. Vegeta says, fine, I am gonna fight Lord Beerus. As saying, what about my son Trunks? As they say, hey, I didn't think of Trunks. Also, Trunks can fight him. He is a challenge for Lord Beerus. Saying, yes, first my son is gonna fight Lord Beerus. But if my son Trunks defeats Lord Beerus, then Lord Beerus doesn't even stand a chance against me. And when Lord Beerus lands and says, well, I says, I'm Lord Beerus and I'm looking for a Super Saiyan God. As the Vegeta says, we know who you are, Lord Beerus. We did our homework, you know. Since Vegeta's license is talking for anyone else, wouldn't that, because Goku told them about Lord Beerus. And says, if you know it, then I'm looking for a Super Saiyan God. And my attendant here told me that you are a Super Saiyan God. As Vegeta says, yes, I am. But first, why don't you fight my son Trunks? If my son Trunks defeats you, then it means you won't stand a chance against me. As Vegeta says, go full power. As Goku says, it says Lord Beerus has Ultra Instinct, but he hasn't mastered it yet. Lord Beerus has the Ultra Instinct, but not the true power of it. Only knows the power of dodging. As says Goku says, maybe about the Super Saiyan Blue evolution and Super Saiyan Blue thing. As Trunks says, well, I know my Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan Blue won't work, as it transforms Super Saiyan Blue evolution, and says, let's go, Lord Beerus. As they went up in the sky, as Goku and the others also went up in the sky. In some years, Goku also wished for every Z fighters to breathe through space, and also Pericles was there, but Pericles didn't fight every time since he was married to Bulma's aunt. Since he was married to Bulma's aunt, Pericles was married to Bulma's aunt, and they were, as Trunks and Beerus starts fighting. Beerus first thinking that he will just take this Saiyan down in a minute. He actually powers up to actually 75% of his power, and Trunks is at 50% of his Super Saiyan Blue evolution. As they start fighting, Beerus and he powers up to 80%. As he says, wow, Saiyan, I can't believe you actually pushed me to go to 80%. As Trunks was saying, really? 80%? As Trunks saying, I've been using 50% of my power, you know. As it says, let me power up to 80%. As he started to punch Beerus, right hook, left hook, a jab, a kick in the stomach, a punch in the face, a double hammer. He was like doing that all the time. As Beerus powered up to his 100%, as Trunks powered up to 85% of his power, and they were going on and on. And seeing that as Trunks powered up to like 90% of his Super Simple evolution, and he overpowered Lord Beerus. As Beerus used his Ultra Instinct. Since first he started to use that power part. In some time, he actually developed and he used his Ultra Instinct. He actually developed it and used his Ultra Instinct, not only the dodging, like Ultra Instinct. And he started to punch Trunks. Trunks says, it should be interesting. As he powered up to 100%. Beerus he went straight to Beerus so fast and punched him. Beerus was surprised that how can his Ultra Instinct fail him at this time? How is this mortal even stronger than his Ultra Instinct and stuff? And Trunks says, Beerus, I also have the Ultra Instinct, and says, this is not even my full power, you know. This is like about the full power, and Trunks says, I am far, far, far more powerful than you think I am. As Vegeta laughed and said, "Well, Beerus, you found out yourself. If my son can beat you, then it means I can beat you in my Super Saiyan Blue." As Beerus was getting scared and says, "Okay." As Goku says, "Hey, says, hello, Beerus." And he says, "Hey, Beerus, how would you feel about heavy? It's our wife's birthday party. Why don't you come join us for some food?" As Beerus says, "Some food?" As he says, "Okay," and he started to eat. As we says, "Hey, Vegeta, Trunks, how Vegeta, Trunks, and Goku's guys, Goku's friends, how would you like to train with me? Since I can sense that Broly, Gohan, Goten, I actually let's say Vegeta is not that strong. He might be strong. Let's say he's not that strong. He's Google Plex. He's not that strong. He's not stronger than Daishinkin. He's like stronger than all the angels, but not stronger than Daishinki. He's like let's say Whis is like the strongest angel, except before his father, and so let's say Whis says, "Well, I am the strongest angel, so I can train you, Vegeta, Trunks, and you mortals there." And saying, since Broly, Gon, and Goten, I don't think they need me training them. As Peter saying, "Well, why?" With says, "Well, they're kind of stronger than me and my father." As Peter started to like tremble, and he was like, "What? Stronger than the Grand Beast?" As it says, Goku says, "Well, they are my." It says they are my. It says one of the Broly is the legendary Super Saiyan, and these two are my sons. So they are supposed. So they are strong like their father. As Beerus says, "Okay." As Goku says, "Well, I can tell." He says, "I can train Broly. I can train Broly, Gohan, and Goten." As on Beerus's planet. Also, as after the birthday party, they went back to their houses. Let's say Chi learned the instant transmission from Goku, and Vegeta also learned the instant transmission and taught it to Bulma. So they don't need to be like they don't need to be like driving their cars to go to shop. They can just use the instant transmission. As the instant transmission back to their home, first they went to about later. First they went to first. Let's say now Goku and Vegeta just live next to each other, and Broly. Oh, I forgot Broly. Broly met with a launch and had a child also. And Broly had a child named Gine, and Gine is like born with the legendary Super Saiyan power, and she also has God Key and all the other all the Saiyan transformation, but not stronger than Whis or the Grand Priest. So she also went to train, and launch also is the instant transmission. So Broly and the others went to train with Goku, as Goku can also make the hyperbolic time chamber. So Goku made a small hyperbolic time chamber and said they're gonna train in that. As they say how they're gonna fit theirs. Goku says he has something. After, and we're gonna time skip 1 year and to the resurrection of F. And when Frieza was resurrected, he heard that a Saiyan that defeated Lord Beerus, a Saiyan that he fought Lord Beerus. They think he defeated him, but they don't know who the Saiyan is. As he thought me, as he said, was it Goku? He says no, it wasn't all those things that were there on planet Namek. As Frieza says, well, maybe that Saiyan is stronger than Goku, so I won't train that much. As he trained, but he still trained and got his golden form and went to planet Earth. And since the planet is indestructible and can't die, planet Earth and planet Namek, it's indestructible and has a force field that when when evil comes and enters the planet, it automatically alerts the Guardian. And when Frieza entered planet Earth, Goku it also alerted the Z fighters that says Frieza's back, and the Z fighters is getting 100 times stronger than they also have God Key. The Z fighters there, Grandpa Gohan and Master Roshi, or let's say Grandpa Gohan and Master Roshi also wish for the eternal youth, so they will also stay young. And so did Perigus, and Perigus also trained, but he didn't train that much, and he knew Lord Beerus, and Beerus also knew that he was stronger than him, so he also trained for some time, but he also likely went to sleep. And now Beerus is like, when they got the alert, Beerus was busy eating the pizza and some stuff, and he was like, and when they were alerted, it says Frieza's back, since they could sense the power. And as Goku said, also when he wished for the planet on the planet Namek, and that planet and the planet, they also wish for when the damage appears, when the planet is like the rocks and stuff, when they start destroying the planet or anything there, start destroying the planet, it's gonna retaliate again, and like it's an immortal planet, it's gonna retaliate again, and the innocent people that died must come back to life. All the people that died when the evil came, when something came, that evil must come back to life. But not the planet, if it's a hacker, even if it's a hacker, then it can die, but no one would ever. But if it's an evil force, then it might die from a very big hacker, but it won't die that easily, the planet or the people. But the people are not immortal, they just come back to life when something happens and it affects the cities. But the people do die there, like of old age and accidents that happen, like when it's human matters. And when Frieza comes, they all instant transmission back. The Z fighters, let's say Krillin has also gotten God Key, Tien also has God Key, but Piccolo already has God Key, and Yamcha has God Key. Also Master Roshi and Grandpa Gohan now. Since they have God Key, their base power levels are, let's start from the strongest. Krillin is at 997 trillion, and TL Master Roshi, let's start. Yeah, Tien is the second strongest. Tien is at 866. Yamcha is at 780. Master Roshi is at 6. Grandpa Gohan is at 676. Master Roshi is at 600. And when they're at their god form, Krillin is at 900. Is like 967. Like 800 is like 867. Quadrillion. Tien is at 4, is like at 766. Krillin is at 800. If I said it wrong, Krillin is at 800, and Yamcha is at 680, and Grandpa Gohan is at 466, and Master Roshi is at 280. And they are pretty strong for some humans who have God Key. And that's Master Roshi's full form and that buff thing. And they are like extremely powerful as they went back. As Frieza says, well, it seems that the Saiyans have already arrived. So he says, I'm looking for that Saiyan who defeated Lord Beerus. As he says, you mean me? He says, what do you want with me? As Trunks says, It says, well, it seems that it seems that you're the strongest of all of them here. That because you defeated Lord Beerus. Trunks laughed and says, I'm not the strongest. I'm actually like, let's say, Trunks is stronger, but not stronger than Vegeta. Like, let's start from the strongest Saiyans now. It's Goku, Gohan, Broly, Goten, Vegeta, then Trunks, then Mark, then Gine. Says I'm actually the sixth strongest Saiyan here. If you looking for the strongest, it's Goku, and as now Frieza was getting scared because now he knows he made a mistake not training more. As Gine said, hey father, can you say, hey Goku father, and can you let me kill him please? I want a challenge. I've never fought before a guy. We've only been sparring. And as they said, sure. As Frieza says, you let me fight. Let's say Gine here. One year, like now, there are, let's say Goten and Trunks are 18, and Gine is 16 years old, and says, how old are you, little girl? He says, I'm 16. And she says, you letting me fight a 16-year-old girl? She said, shut up, you she-male. She says, how dare you call me a she-male, you half-bred monkey. She got angry and transformed into a Super Saiyan God. And he started Frieza transforming his golden form as she was beating the hell out of Frieza. Like the hell out of him. She was beating him as Frieza said, how dare you try to kill, dare you touch the Emperor Frieza, and says, if I can defeat you, girl, then I'm gonna destroy this planet. As Beerus says, well, we put a barrier. As Goku says, don't, just leave him. As when he tried to destroy the planet, nothing happened. As Goku says, well, I wished for this planet to be indestructible from evil forces like you, and it has a barrier. When someone evil comes, it alerts us. That's how we knew you were here easily. And sorry for the noise, guys. And they're like, as Frieza's like, what? As Goku is like, yes, Frieza, and my powers as Gine powers up and erase a cannon that she learned from her father, and kills Frieza, and she kills the rest of Frieza's army. As Goku says, well, we will have problem with these she-males. As Goku says, I'll be right back. He first destroyed Cooler, then he destroyed Cold, because Cold never came to planet Earth. Then he went to where Frieza's planet is, and he just destroyed that planet also. That planet also, and then he came back. As Beerus says, wait, I feel like a planet has been destroyed. As Goku says, that was me. I just destroyed Frieza's planet. I don't want any of those Shimos to be alive here. They are annoying. As Beerus says, well, you are kind of right on that. After some time, then after 2 months passed, as Champa came and challenged Beerus to a tournament to see which universe is the strongest. As Beerus laughed and said, okay, Champa, it's on, and didn't tell Champa about Goku. And since Champa didn't know about Goku, since he didn't know about who Goku was and didn't tell him about his fighters, he said, okay, I'll let you fight my fighters. As they only had about a month to prepare. As Beerus says, we train the mortals some more, these humans, and he trained all of the humans. They got like like 100 times stronger. Now Krillin was at the power level of 900 quadrillion, Tien at 700, Yamcha at 650, Master Grandpa Gohan at 500, and Master Roshi at 400, and Master and their god key. Let's say that's just their god. Let's say that's their full power at their god key forms, at their god key. And when the 1 month passes, Goku trained Broly, Gohan, and Goten. They were like strong. I'm gonna say about Broly's power level and the others. I'm gonna just go back to it. That power level thing. It's here. No. Let's say no. Let's say let's say that's where Gohan is at Dua Virgin Decillion, and Broly is at Unvirgin Decillion, and Goten is at Virgin Decillion. And that's actually how strong they actually are. And this is like Goku in his Super Saiyan Blue Ultra Instinct. And when they were that strong, Goku was actually impressed and says, "Okay, guys, this fighters for the universe tournament was Krillin, Tien, Mai, Goten, and Trunks." And they went as they were the ones, because also Goten just wanted to go. Goten wanted to go, since he also liked fighting, and him and Trunks were best friend, and they both didn't care that while the other one was stronger than each other. They only just liked their friendship, so they didn't mind at all. So after when Champa saw that it was just some humans and some three teenage Saiyans, he laughed and says, "Really, brother? Are you gonna take some young kids to fight my fighters?" As Goku, when he sensed them, as he says, "Well, this is gonna be easy." As the first one to come out was Begramo, that Begramo guy, Begramo. And the one who came down was Tien. As Tien says, "I don't have time for you," as he just punched him so hard. He punched him like with that one punch, he took him down. As the second one was that robot instead of Frost, since he saw his last friend that came out. As Tien says, "Wait, I'm fighting a tin can robot?" As he was like, he decided to get sad. Let's say, guys, before anything else, I forgot to say, before Goku destroyed all of the Android 17 and 18 apologized and said that Dr. Giro ordered them to. After they were in Dr. Giro's mind control, Dr. Giro was controlling them. After he killed them, they went back to their self. They never wanted to kill people. Just wanted to say that so you guys could know. And back to the story. And decided to get sad and says, as Tien said, says, "Why am I fighting a trash can robot here? You should go back to where you belong, at the trash cans with your other friends. We need to put some things in you." And it got sad. It got sad as Tien used what does that form? The neutral beam cannon or something. The neutral beam, yeah, and it took him out. As Champa was like, he says, "You go there." As Tien saw Frieza and says, So you must be the other Frieza guy. You must be the Frieza from this universe. As this says, Frieza, who's that? As it says, never mind. As Tien, since he has 3 eyes, he tried to attack. When Frost was about to use the needle, he just blocked it. He saw with his 3rd eye. He says, wait, before anything else, this guy has a needle. And you said there were no weapons. This guy is cheating. And when they saw that, before they disqualify him, Tien says, don't worry, I'll still fight him. As Tien just wanted to beat him, so he used his forearms technique. See, now he had 4 arms and was beating him every side. As Frost was like angry at this, but he couldn't do anything till he passed out, and as Tien rode him out of the ring. And now it was time for Heat. Tien said he's not gonna fight Heat. As Mai said she's gonna fight Heat. As Broly said, my daughter's gonna take him down. Even if she has that time skip technique, my daughter can see through it. As Heat says, I'm fighting a girl. As Heat says, oh well, I'm fighting a young girl. As he says, oh well, let's just finish this. And she says, you're disrespecting me, huh? And she powered up to a Super Saiyan God and says, let's go. As she powered to Super Saiyan God 2, since she knows that the Super Saiyan God can't beat Heat, but Super Saiyan God 2, he tried to use his time skip about 5 times and making improvements, but there was nothing. He even made about 10 improvements, but nothing. She was beating him. After some time, she got bored. It says, I'm bored of using 10% of my power. And she powered up to 15, and with just one punch from Heat, he died. With just one punch from I don't know, you know, he died. With just that one punch that Gine pulled off, he took it down and he passed out. Champa was angry. At his fighters, saying that they are weaklings. As Goku says, no, they are not weaklings. It's just that Champa, he should have asked that who were going. He should have asked for Vados, for at least some very, very strong fighters from your universe. As he said, that's none of your business, you mortal. He said none of your business, you mortal. But when he sensed it, he says, oh, so you're not a mortal, you're a deity, but still, that's none of your business. Why are you even talking to me? I will Hakai you. As Goku went so fast in front of him and just tapped his head and says, never, ever, you weakling destroyer, say you are Hakai me, because I'll just do the same. As he powered up his own Hakai and says, if you don't want to die, you will leave them alone. But as Goku says, Goku's mind says, that was just a threat, but never destroyer. But as Zeno came, as when you saw that Goku was standing there, he said hi. It says hello to Goku's mind. As Goku says, hey Zeno. As Gohan says, wait, I recognize him. It's as Zeno says, hello Gohan. It seems you've grown a lot since I've seen you. And this is Goten. He says, hey, it's young Goku, but I think they call you Goten, right? He says, yes, hello Zeno. It's nice to meet you again, since Goku introduced also Goten to Zeno, showing his son, and to Daishinkin. As Daishinkin also came this time, as he says, I missed a tournament. He says, hey Goku, were you fighting in it? He says, no, it was just the new Saiyans and some of my friends. As Zeno says, well, I want to see something like that again. As Goku says, hey Zeno, what about you do a tournament? As Zeno says, wow, that's a great idea, Goku. If we do, he says, that's a great idea, Goku. As Goku says, yeah, he is with all of the universes. He says, yes, but Goku says, but Zeno, this time, please, just don't erase all this. Just don't erase the universes. Like you, I see that like you are gonna think of. As Goku says, Zeno says, well, okay, Goku, I'm not as Beerus and Champa like as also Whis, but Whis didn't know, only know that Daishinkin only trained Goku for some time, and Goku trained Daishinkin and says. As it says, what? How is Zeno even agreeing to this Goku guy? And also Champa and Beerus as Goku, as after some time when Zeno left, when they went to Beerus's planet, Beerus went to Pietro as Goku went to Goku, like with the mad face and says, Goku, never talk to the Omni King like that. As Goku says, excuse me, says he will erase you. As Goku says, Zeno can't erase me. I can erase him. As they were like, what do you mean? As Goku says, I'm far, far, far stronger than Zeno. Even my son, Broly, and my other son are stronger than Zeno. As Beerus was like, what? They are stronger than the Omni King? As he says, yeah, even the Omni King knows that. But the Omni King also trains, so he is like strong. Now Gohan here is at 968 infinite, and Broly is at 960, like 998 infinite. Broly is at 980 infinite, and Goten is at 970 infinite, and here is Omni King is at 907, is at 916, let's say it's 979, and Zeno is at 975 or 970, and 89. Yeah, Broly is at 89, Goten is at 80, Zeno is at 79, 75, and infinite and sorry about that. And guys, they're just strong, and they say they only have about 3 months to prepare for this. Let me go now, guys.